Hi there, Will Rice from the Tips team. Today we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks to get you started off on the right foot. The first thing you can do is make sure that Google Classroom is set up right for you for the whole entire year. The best way to do this is ensuring that after the students have entered the classroom, that you review the settings to make sure that things are set up the way you'd like. First off, we can ensure that the invite code is there or on or off. After students have been registered, it might be best to turn this off so no one else in the division can join your class, because you can easily turn it back on, which will generate a new code for students, or invite students by email when they join your class. Second, taking a look at the stream. Do you want students to post and comment? Do you want them only to comment on the posts you make? Or do you want to lock it down so only the teachers can post comments? Lastly, do you want Guardian summary emails to go out to students? By default, this setting is on. This is up to you to decide. You may want Guardians who have been invited and accepted to receive a daily or weekly email outlining the activity in your class. Also a good time of the year to check to see if the Guardians of your students have been invited or accepted that invite. Clicking under the People tab will show you a list of the students in a class, whether or not they have a Guardian email address that's been invited, or if not, it'll have the Invite Guardians button. It's always a good idea to make sure that if you're going to be using this feature, that these email addresses are up to date with the ones found in School Zone or PowerSchool, and if not, clicking the Invite Guardians button to go ahead and invite those Guardians by typing in that email address. Or if there's one that's wrong, we can simply go in and remove Guardians, and this will allow us to remove the Guardians from that student and start over again. The second area where you can make a lot of improvements is in both Gmail and Drive. In Mail, the first thing you can do to really speed things up is to use the filtering feature. This will allow you to take notification emails, such as the classroom notifications that you may not want to have front and center, and filtering them into a label which will show up on the side. It's as easy as opening the type of email you'd like to have filtered, clicking the three dots, and selecting filter messages like these. Here we can see it's going to take all emails from this email address and send them somewhere else. If that's the email address you want to filter, click Create Filter. We can choose to apply a label, and then we can even go ahead and create a new label here called Google Classroom. Clicking Create will allow us to then create the filter, and now that email will be sent, and that email and all future emails from that email address will be sent to that category or label Google Classroom, which has now appeared on the left. You can also work on your searching skills. If you're having trouble finding emails, don't forget you can search in the From category of who sent you the email, the To category being you or a mailing list, or even within a date range. So you can limit it to searching, for example, within 1 day, or we could say within 1 year of today's date. This should help you find information in a more quick fashion. So we can see here now, these are the only emails that this account has received within the last year. Lastly, in Google Drive, there are a few things you can do to really help yourself out in the future. One is starting off new documents with great naming conventions this year. If you start a new Google Doc this year, it may make sense to provide it with a title that will help you know where it came from. In this case, I might put 2022/2023, so I'll be able to find it in this year when I go back and search next year, or adding a more descriptive title from here instead of just notes, such as notes from PL on Classroom. These kinds of tips will help you search for these things more quickly in the future when you go to find them later on. You can also use some of the advanced search features in Drive, much like Mail. In this case, some of my favorites are Owner. We can switch Owner Me. This will allow me to only look for the items that I am the owner of instead of everything that's been shared with me. I can also search Owned by someone else. So if I know there's a specific person, in this case, Amanda Basso, a student or a teacher, I can go ahead and look for every file that student has ever shared with me, or I've saved from them. So as you can see here, these are all documents owned by Amanda. Lastly, you might want to be able to use that date modified. You can also see here, we can go within custom. And if we know that, for example, it was within a year from today, we can pick today's date, make it a year ago, pick today's date again, and now we're able to search just for files that were modified within the last year. In this case, none of these files have been modified within that last year. Hopefully those tips and tricks will help you get on the right track. I hope this quick video gave you some tips and tricks to start off the year on the right foot. As always, for more information, check out our website, tips.epsb.ca, subscribe to our channel, check back for more weekly videos, and find out who your TIPS team member is and connect with them for more information.